Hey, it's Ashley. Today I'm going to talk to you about accessibility in e-learning. Accessibility in e-learning refers to making content easy to use for all people, no matter what their abilities are. How does one make e-learning accessible, you may ask? Well, there are different guidelines that we can follow to ensure e-learning becomes accessible for all. One of those guidelines I'm going to talk about is WCAG 2.0, which stands for Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, which is a set of standards for web content accessibility but also applies to e-learning. There are 12 guidelines under WCAG 2.0, which fit under 4 principles. Let's take a look at them in more detail. Perceivable. Content is presented in a way that the user understands. The 4 guidelines are text alternatives, time-based media, adaptable, and distinguishable. Text alternatives refers to having things like Braille and speech in content. Time-based media refers to having access to time-based synchronized media or captions. Adaptable refers to the fact that content is structured properly, and distinguishable refers to shapes and colors, etc. that are easy to see and read. Operable. Interface and navigation are easy to use. The 4 guidelines are keyboard accessible, enough time, seizures, and navigatable. Keyboard accessible refers to having keyboard functions and no modifications to shortcut keys, etc. Enough time refers to having time to read text without any timers, etc. Seizures refers to content that flashes no more than 3 times or less if possible. Navigatable refers to easy navigation of content using headings, etc. Understandable. Information and operations are understandable for content. The 3 guidelines are readable, predictable, and input assistance. Readable refers to using simple or plain language in content, no jargon, etc. Predictable refers to functions operating in a predictable way, context doesn't change unless the user prompts it, etc. Input assistant refers to content that helps users avoid and correct mistakes, etc. Robust. Content is seen as reliable by a variety of users. The guideline for robust is compatible. Compatible refers to content having complete start and end tags. Content is compatible with current and future users, etc. Now that we understand a little bit more about WCAG 2.0, you may be wondering, how can we incorporate these principles into e-learning? Since part of my learning problem involves people getting distracted from current e-learning, I think I need to take into account the possibility that there may be an accessibility issue for some. To possibly solve this, I feel that reviewing current content to see if they meet the WCAG 2.0 principles will be an important task, and incorporating the principles in if they don't. Overall, it is important for us to remember that content needs to be accessible for everyone, no matter what their abilities are. By doing this, we can even the playing field for all and make our learning content more effective.
Created using Powtoon.